Hello, Scorpius Alpha here with another installment of Imperfect Perfection. Chapter 21 Real Too Real. Samson. Hi, Samson. A nerdier looking version of Samson says to him. Who are you? Samson asks. I'm you. You look like a dork. Ha, you're such a ball buster. Come on, follow me. They start walking and Samson finds himself backstage at a concert. This is my first memory. Dad's last show of his '89 tour. Damn, look how young he looks. And me, holy shit, I honestly don't remember being that tiny, but I do remember this show. After Wildfire, Dad tries blowing his fire and it failed, and I found it hilarious. Lucky for him, the pyrotechnics backed him, but I remember how pissed he was. Alright, who fucked up? Samson's father enters the backstage. Sorry, I had to piss, one of the tech guys says. You're fucking fired, he turns to little Samson. Did you at least enjoy the show? Daddy's cool, little Samson says. I used to look up to my dad when I was a kid, Samson says. He was a cool guy. I mean, come on, did you hear that crowd? Dad rocked, other Samson says. Yeah, unfortunately, his choice in friends sucked. Imagine me, 10 years old, Samson says as the scene changes to another concert in a different venue. Don't you love going to Dad's shows? 10-year-old Samson asks a 7-year-old Luxor who is doing homework. I find this rhythm patterns more pleasing in the bass sections than the wail of his guitar. It sounds like power tools, little Luxor says. That's why it's called metal. Intriguing. Oh, hey, Raven, get back here. You can't go out on that stage. Maybe someday, but not today. Young Samson grabs his 4-year-old sister from wandering onto the stage as the show is going on. I want to sing too. I want to be like Daddy, Raven whines. Okay, but not while Daddy and his friends are playing. There's a lot of people out there, see? You want all those people to see you? No. Just wait for Daddy to be down and all these people leave and maybe Daddy will let you play with the microphone. Maggie, holding a baby, tells Raven. Thank you, we are Chronic State. Good night. The band comes backstage. Hey guys, do we rock or do we rock? Samson's dad says. I thought you were ending with Fire Twister, Little Samson says. We didn't have time, sorry bud, I know you like that one. Are you ready to go? Maggie asks her husband. Hold on, I gotta do autographs for the VIP and then we can go. A crowd of fans swarms the band and they all autograph pictures, CDs, breasts, cassettes, whatever the fan has to sign. Security escorts the fans out. Alright, let's go. They head out through the special way without being seen by anyone getting on the tour bus. Another tour down. I'm glad, too. I hate that the label is making us play that grunge shit. Good thing we can play some loud songs or I blow my fucking brains out. This bleeding heart shit is not what I signed up for. No, you signed on to wear makeup and dress like girls, little Samson laughs. It's called glam rock and that's what was cool then. And now grunge is cool, so you just gotta roll with it, Dad. Yeah, it could be worse, Maggie tells him. Yeah, they could be having me rapping, I suppose, Samson's father says. They all laugh at the idea. I had no idea that would be the last time I'd ever be backstage at one of my dad's concerts. Which sucks, because Fire Twister really is my favorite song, Samson says. It all fell apart because of Uncle Ruby, his drummer. I used to call him Uncle because he was a beloved family friend. He was arrested for sleeping with groupies that were way under 18. My dad even testified on his behalf that booze and drugs were to blame, but for some reason none of the other band members didn't. I don't know if Dad did while he was married to Mom. I like to think not, but most probably in the older days. Anyway, my mom was furious that my dad publicly defended a pedophile, and so they divorced. The scene changes to the interior of the mansion to two people arguing. Young Samson creeps his way downstairs to the sound of his parents yelling at each other. No, you tried to make him sound like he was such a great guy, Maggie yells. All I'm saying is what teenager doesn't want to sleep with a rock star? Plenty of adults do, Samson's father argues back. Yes, adults who can make adult decisions. Teenagers can't make adult decisions. And besides, hello, he's in his 30s. That's fucking disgusting. These girls were 12, 13, 14, 15. What the fuck? You act like you're the only we're the only famous people to sleep with teenagers. And so that makes it okay. Have you? Have I what? Ever slept with a teenager? A couple might have been 16 or 17, but that's like the youngest I've ever done, and that was in the 80s. Ever since we got married and had a family, I haven't slept with a groupie since like 88, 89. We were married too then, asshole. Were we? I was on so much shit back then. Yeah, we were, and I know, I remember. At least I haven't done drugs in a while. I want a divorce. What? No, please. And I'm taking the babies with me. Samson seems to idolize you, so you can have him, and Luxor can choose who he wants to go with. We'll figure out something so the kids can spend time with with the other and each other. But who knows? Maybe I'll be too busy to stop by, especially after I sell my book. What book? Oh yes, I'm going to write a book. About what? Oh, just some memoirs. Is there going to be anything about me in it? Perhaps. I suppose we should talk to the kids tomorrow. Not until I finalize the process. Finalize? I filed back when you publicly defended Ruby. Your image is destroyed, and as long as I'm married to you, so is mine. You don't seem all that heartbroken. Bitch, please, I'm Samson fucking Alpha, the mutated Rivethead 714. I can have any fucking woman I want. Then why did you build a family with me? It's good for my image, which you completely shattered. Master Samson, you should not be awake at this time, Bimbleton whispers to little Samson. Come, let's get you back to bed. The scene fades out. Imagine that. Someone you hugged, loved like an uncle, turning out to be a pedophile. They were in your house, shared a tour bus with, and he's humping children, Samson says. I forgot all about that conversation, but I remember the conversation we eventually had much clearer. The scene in the mansion is in the mansion again, but a different room. So we're splitting up, Maggie tells the children. So who do we live with? Little Samson asks. Well, I'm taking Raven and Wolfgang with me, Maggie says. You can stay here with your father. Good, I didn't feel like moving, little Samson says. Look, Sora, the decision is yours. I too do not feel like relocating. I will stay here as well, young Luxor says. Fine, half and half works for. Fine, half and half works for me, Samson's father says. Fine, if you two want to be like that, Maggie says. It's nothing personal, Mom, young Samson says. Yeah, sure, she rolls her eyes. The scene fades out. That was part of the reason why I didn't contact my mom for so long. I thought she held it against me that I was glad I was staying with Dad. I called her every Friday night to see if she could pick us up to spend time with her and our siblings, but she spent a bunch of years book touring. Then she wrote a second book and just kept touring. But before I hung up the phone, we always told each other we loved her. We loved each other. Dad tried fixing the band's image, but it fell on deaf ears. We started running low on funds, but at the time I didn't realize it. I was just an arrogant rich kid. This should have been my first clue, but for some reason it never registered, Samson says. 2 years pass, and Samson's father is having a conversation with Samson Luxor. So, yeah, you guys are going to have to go to public school now, Samson's father tells them. What? Public school? That's where poor kids go, young Samson complains. I agree. I may not get the sufficient education I can get from my current school, young Luxor complains. Sorry, guys, album sales have been in the toilet ever since your mother dropped her sequel. Leave it to a woman to be able to shut up, not to be able to shut up in one book. I can just imagine the things she says about me. I don't want you to read them. Do you hear me? We promise, the kids say. Just think of it this way. You're the richest kids in school, and if you get into trouble or something, I'll always bail you guys out. That's how I'll make it up to you. I'll buy you anything you want at school. Increase their funding so I may get the adequate education I require, Luxor says. Donation? I can do that, Samson. All I want to do is play football. I don't want to do school. I just want to show up for gym, pick on nerds, and play football. I'm not sure I can get you out of required classes, but I can probably make it so you don't have to choose any electives and have study hall for most of the day. As long as I can do what I want. Yeah, I can make that happen, but don't get into too much trouble. Keep your offenses minor. I don't want to have to make more than one donation to that school. Whatever. The scene fades out. Shortly after that, my dad got himself a new girlfriend, which I'm sure didn't help our financial situation. The pool was her idea, so I can't be too mad she was spending all of his money, but still, I was such a fucking spoiled brat back then. I'm glad we didn't see my meltdown at my 7th birthday or the time I smacked Bimbleton because he didn't bring me my chocolate milk. Yeah, you kind of sucked, didn't you? Other Samson asked. I blamed Dad. He was a rock star, and the fact that I'm named after him made me think I was better than everyone. How'd that work out for you? For the most part, pretty good. School was so much fun. I wish I could do it all over again. I remember when I finally got transferred to public school, the principal introduced me to Johan and Leo. It shifts to a classroom. Samson, these two come from affluent families. I figure you types always stick to your own kind. This is Johan. He is a foreign exchange student from Switzerland. He's hoping to become a full citizen here. His hosting family hopes to adopt him. And this is Leo. His father owns the local hardware store. I've put you three in classes for this year, so you'll always have a friend around, Samson. I know it's not easy coming to a new school, but we want to make sure you feel comfortable. Class starts in 5 minutes. Go on. The three of them leave the office and head to class. So, what's so great I have to be friends with poor kids like you? Young Samson asks. Hey, I'm not poor. My dad has two classic sports cars and four stores in this city and one a town over, Leo says. I am not sure what my parents do. In Sweden, we do not ask each other questions unless it is family business to be learned, Johan says. The principal said you were from Switzerland, not Sweden. The principal is a joke. He lumps all Hispanic kids as Mexican, Leo says. Oh, so he doesn't know the difference, young Samson asks. Exactly. Now, what makes you such hot shit? My dad is TMR 714. Of Chronic State? Leo asks him in shock. Yeah. They play very good shows in Sweden. Parents take me to concert with them. It was a good show. Fire Twister is my favorite, Johan says. I remember that show. It was pretty kick-ass. Unfortunately, he never played it again. All right, color me impressed, Leo says. Welcome to PS27. With you around, we can do whatever the fuck we want. Oh, you have no idea, young Samson says. The scene fades out. We met the girls after. We did a little digging to see who would qualify to be the girl half of our posse. People respect you more if you have a nicely mixed posse. I learned that from my dad. Oh, to be young again, before we all had all of these problems, Samson says. Yeah, school was a lot of fun once we met those two, huh? Other Samson says. For the most part, once Leo started doing real bad shit, I focused on more on other people. Yeah, who knew that 12-year-old held a monster inside? I had no idea. He seemed normal to me. I'm surprised the friendship lasted as long as they did, honestly. Yeah, I was meant to be so much more. I figured once I hit the big leagues, we'd all lose touch, but who knew it would end the way it did? But at least high school was a lot of fun. Dad paying everyone off was great. I honestly don't remember learning anything. I was pissed when Luxor caught up to me and we both ended up in the same grade. But Dad promised to pay me if nothing happened to him because he knew he'd get picked on for being smart. Oh well, I guess I was jealous that my brother is in the same grade as me. You're not stupid. You could have applied yourself. Yeah, but the only thing going on in my mind was football and hanging out with my friends. That's what school meant to me. And what fun it was. And that concludes this chapter. If you like the story so far, please subscribe.